Hey, hey, there we go. Okay, I think we're good. Let me go here. There we go. Cool. Right. We'll go right there. No audio. Can you hear me now? You said you can hear me. Good. Is it working? There we go. Maybe. Is that good? Can y'all hear me? Wait. No audio. Can you hear me now? There we go. Now I can hear it. Okay. We're good. What's going on, Blind Tech? I'm doing good. How are you? Doing fantabulous. I've sold my first PC on Java, which is awesome. Shipped it out actually this morning, which is pretty sick. So, yeah, just gonna be building another PC. Got the parts in. I actually have been waiting literally today to get this SSD from eBay. So that's a good look. Doing shops. Oh, good. I was about to say, I'm like, what does shops mean? Typo. You're chilling. You're chilling. I got you. I get what you're saying. That's good to hear. Yeah, doing pretty decent. I haven't built in a little bit. Haven't sold a PC in person, but sold a PC on Java. So pretty awesome. First time selling. I used some Instapack, shipped it up, everything like that. Pretty nice. So as you can see, I got my shipping label right there as well, or my label maker as well. Be super fast, you chilling, brother. All right, cool. So I got the parts list down. Yeah, down there. It's got a. Let me see if I can read this. Ryzen 5 3600, ASRock B450M motherboard. 1TB SSD, correct. 3060 Ti Founders Edition. Case, PC cooler case. The second one I actually use another one for this build, which is pretty sick. Super cheap case. 32 gigs of RAM, a 600-watt power supply, a white extension cable for the Founders Edition card, and the cooler, which actually has a digital. It's the digital version, which I got. It was only $24. It comes with a digital like temperature reader, or I think you can change it to whatever you want in the software. So excited for that. This is my last ASRock B450M AC from AliExpress, unfortunately. Yeah, I ordered 4 of them, and I've used 3 of them in builds. I haven't sold all of them. I think all. Can you see those? No. Yeah, all 3 of those builds right there are using the other 3 that I ordered of these B450 boards. So this is the last one. I want to say 2 of them are using a 3600. One's using a 5600. So pretty solid. So yeah, today just gonna be building another kind of budget-ish one. I got these for a really good deal. I got 4 of these 3060 Ti Founders Edition, so you can see the other ones right there. They were really dirty, so this one I actually took apart and cleaned it. I have to do a thing with those 3, but I only did it with 1 to start. Oh. So yeah, how can you afford all of this? The best way I can say it is that I started with 1 PC, flipped it. With the profit, I built another PC, flipped it, and kept doing that. Eventually, I could do multiple at a time. At this point, I have 3 right there, and this will be the 4th that I currently have in stock, right? Yeah, in stock, and I'm also working on another one. I have a case over here, as well as more stuff coming from AliExpress, more cheaper AM4 boards. They're not even like ASRock, they're like those weird Chinese brand ones, but yeah, anyways, off topic. Yeah, that's how you basically just start one at a time, and once you get enough, you can, especially once you're confident, you can sell them. That's the main thing. I think if you stick to in person, I stuck to in person for the longest time until recently. I just sold on Java, and if you can sell on Java pretty consistently, I think you can scale up fairly. It obviously depends how much time you have. You can scale up fairly okayly. Say Blind Tech, I would like your thoughts on that because you sell on Java, don't you? So why is that going down? So Make sure those pins are good. Yep, looking good. Yeah, Ryzen 5. Let me see if I can show this to you guys. Low focus. Ryzen 5 3600. Honestly, the budget king in terms of AM4 CPUs. These things are so cheap and they're so, I won't say good, they're solid. They're solid. This was actually my first CPU. Out of 10, how good is flipping PCs? I mean, I'd say unless if you don't like building computers, and it's gonna be a 0 just because the whole thing. If you like building computers, I'd honestly say maybe like I don't know, maybe like a 7, 8 out of 10. I like it. That's what I probably would rate it, but it just depends on who you are, how much time you have, and how much you enjoy kind of building them and doing. Because it's your whole business. You have to literally market it. You have to build it. You have to make sure everything's working fine. You have to market it. You have to make sure if anybody has any issues that they get covered. So it's a lot of stuff. You have to be ready to do that. Some of it you can kind of offload to an extent. You can kind of go on autopilot when finding parts if you just find good sellers like on AliExpress. In terms of support, I usually just offer a 1 month support for my PCs. After that, if they have a simple issue, I can try to help. But a lot of times I'm just like, hey, I just help with the 1 month after I buy it, making sure everything's good, and after that I don't really have to worry about it a ton. So I guess it just depends. It just depends on what you want to do, how much you enjoy it. So, yep. So, like I said, use the Ryzen 5 3600. Got the ASRock B450M AC R2.0. We got 32 gigs of RAM, and this is the first time that I'm using RAM that isn't King Bank. I was going with an all-white build, and I figured, you know what, it's gonna be a black motherboard. The thing itself is kind of like a silver color. I figured I might as well go with all white just to make it like the white RAM, just to kind of make it look a little bit better, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna leave that sitting down there. This was what I used to use before the King Bank. It's the Pinnacle conduit. What's it called? Pinnacle conduit. It's like Time Tech. That's what it is. Time Tech. Time Tech's a good brand. I used to use their SSDs too, but they went up in price recently. But yeah, 32 gigs of RAM. I think it was like $2 more than the King Bank, and I'm like, I might as well just for the all white aesthetics. So yeah, I decided to go with 32 gigs for this build, even though it only has a 3600, because it has a 3060 Ti, and I feel like 32 gigs is becoming the new kind of norm. And you can almost charge a little bit more. Then so like this only costs like $20 more, maybe $22 more. To go from 16 to 32, you could charge an extra $40 for it. So it kind of makes sense for having 32 gigs, just so people, can play games a little bit better. All right. I got the 32 gigs of RAM in, the Ryzen 5 3600, ASRock B450 board. I have this Micron 1 terabyte Gen 3 SSD. You can see that. It's literally green, but I got it from eBay for, you can see it on there. How much was it? $42.70. So, good price. Cheapest new ones are like $52 before tax. I got it for $42 after tax, so I will not complain. What I'm actually going to do is get these things that I bought recently. They are little tiny, what are they called? Metal heat sinks, like literally super thin metal heat sinks. You can see that for SSDs. It's actually black, so it'll cover it up a little bit. That's the main reason I'm doing it. I don't think it'll overheat, but I will not say no. Especially, I think this 4-pack was like $3 or something. I bet you can get them cheaper off AliExpress as well. I got them off Amazon just because I needed it actually for my sisters. So I didn't even pay for it, but it is what it is. If you were doing it, I'd say I recommend getting them maybe off AliExpress, something of that nature. Wouldn't be a bad idea. So yeah, it comes with the thermal pads, it comes with the heatsink, and then it also comes with these little rubber bands that this is just gonna come off. This is the most important part. I have like no fingernails because I bought my fingernails, so this is incredibly difficult to get these off. Come on. I'm gonna be sitting here for like 20 minutes trying to get this off. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. What am I doing? It just won't come up at all. Dude. I'm literally actually like pulling it and it won't come off. I'm curious what's better for gaming, AMD or Intel. In terms of CPUs, obviously, unless you're somehow talking about graphics cards, CPUs would be AMD, the X3D chips with the 3D cache. Those are by far the best CPUs for gaming. It's like proven. Like the 3D cache just helps so much in terms of gaming. So I'd say that yeah, definitely AMD's 3. That's what my personal build. I have a 7800 X3D, and it is perfect. It is a beautiful gaming chip, and it doesn't freaking run hot. Intel's run so hot. They're more productivity chips. So yeah, definitely AMD. All right, so I'm putting this heatsink on. Kind of push it down to make sure it has a good contact. Look at that. Now most of the green is gone, so pretty cool. And then I just kind of get these little things. This is the annoying part. How do I? There we go. And it should just slide kind of on there. One side on. Let me get the other side. Yeah, these little rubber bands kind of just hold the heatsink in place. They're pretty easy to get onto, so slide it like that. And make sure they're straight. Cool, there we go. See, I got the little tiny bands wrap all the way around. I got the little heatsink inside, so not bad. Not bad at all. So yeah, this just goes right into the Ultra M.2. The reason I get these Gen 3 SSDs is because I have a B450, and B450s can only do Gen 3. So there's really no reason to get Gen 4. It technically doesn't hurt. It's not like it can't run it. You know, it's backwards compatible, so it would work just fine. It would just work at Gen 3 speeds. But if I can get a Gen 4 for the same price, I will. But if I just literally get whatever the cheapest thing is. Yesterday was my 21st birthday. Yo, late happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, Blind Tag. That is awesome to hear. Today's my dad's 51st birthday. Dang. Look at that. Back-to-back days with birthdays in the family. That's huge. That's awesome. Happy birthday, dude. Alright, cool. So, we got that installed. And lastly is going to be a digital cooler. This is what I'm excited about. I saw this. So the normal, I spent about an extra $8. It goes from 16 to 24. So yeah, $8 to go from the ID Cooling 214 XT up to this Thermalright, and it has a digital screen. That's the only thing. It's extra $8 for a digital screen, and I think Thermalright's fans are a little bit quieter, but not big of a difference. It really doesn't matter a ton, but I'm excited to see this. If this is really good and if it sells well, I will be using this in more builds just because it's still so cheap. Having a freaking cooler for under $25 in general is just a crazy deal. So this cool. This away as well. And then okay, I'm not a big fan of that. I do wish the actual oh that's so cool. Wait, how does it oh it goes like on the oh it's like oh so it runs across the top. Okay, it's gonna be interesting to cable manage. I do wish it was I wish it was painted white like the other ones are actually painted white. This looks silver. Not a huge fan of that, but we will definitely see how that ends up. Oh, there is just the USB. That is interesting. Okay. Cool. So yeah, that's gonna be might be a little bit difficult to actually cable manage. I don't want it to look. We're gonna have to see. Now I might just be able to kind of pull it tightly, and you won't be able to see it too much. That's gonna be interesting. I'm currently working on a video on a PC that cost me $300 to build. Both my birthday and my dad's birthday. Ooh, $330 PC to build. That's nice. What are the specs on it? That's a cool thing. That's a pretty cheap looking build. Interesting. But going to a special restaurant. That's sick. What restaurant you going to, bro? No restaurant you going to. That sounds sick. All right. Let's get into this. So, going to be this is a fan too. If you guys wanted to see this, real quick. Throw that away. Yeah, it's actually a nicer looking fan than their normal ones. Actually looks more premium. So, pretty sweet. Cool. And it's daisy chain. I don't know why daisy chain up. But whatever. I won't complain. So put this back in here. There we go. The video I'm working on to the same digital screen on my filter. Really? Is it the thermalite one? Mine's in black. Oh, okay, that's sick. Yeah, I was gonna say I saw them recently. Like these look sick. Like these look really cool. I'm not a big fan of the cable running up top. I wish I kind of ran through the heatsink and then, you know, like not on top of it. Like if they ran it through the actual heatsink, so you couldn't see it, it comes out the bottom. That would be a lot. I think that would be easier for cable management, but you know, for $25, I can't really complain that much. Yeah, that's sick. So I've been mostly doing light gaming builds. They just sell better for me. I do need to do a black one soon because I have these black reverse blade fans that I got a long time ago. They've been sitting. I've been waiting to do another black build. So I need to use them again. Here, I can show you them real quick. Yes, I have two white reverse blades. Also, I got these. I don't know if you saw these in my Discord server. I have like a PC section. They were these $5 fans, and they're literally like off-brand uni fans. So I'm excited for those. They're really $5 a piece. I got these two. Yeah, they're the Okinos reverse blade fans, but that'll be really good for kind of like a fish tank style case if I need reverse blade fans. So I got those, and I got these two. Actually, they kind of almost look like the black uni fans. Get them out. Here. You see those? Yeah, they're reverse blade, and they're Samo branded. They're Samo branded, but they're like Infinity something. They look cool, so they're pretty sick. I need to use those. Not too expensive, but I'm gonna be using those in a different build that I have planned. Yeah, this is just where I can just over here. So I just go let the cable on top of the heatsink on the controller and route it to the USB 2.0. I got you. That's fire. I got you. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to mess with it a little bit to figure out exactly what I want to do with it, but I have a rough idea. I'm not too worried. I'm not doing this. I did get all the. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you can't see that. I got all the motherboard screws ready for this, just because I didn't want to have to stick through them on stream. I just figured I'd do it real quick while I was getting all of this ready. I did replace the fans in this case as well. They came with two of their PC cooler whatever fans, and I just replaced them with a 3-pack of Thermalite, 2 in the front, 1 in the back, and they're actually the Infinity looking ones. They were literally cheaper than the normal ones, and they had like the Infinity mirror on the inside circle, if that's the word for it, like the circle of the actual fan, which is sick. So it should look pretty neat. So yeah, I'm excited to see how this looks. I know how the case will look because it's the same case as you can see. It's that far one over there. That like this middle one right here. It's that same case. So it's not a fish tank, which you know kind of does suck, but it's whatever. I do like fish tanks a little bit more. I actually ordered 4 fish tank style cases from AliExpress. Blind Tech, you were right. The choice ones are exempt from the tariffs. At least I don't even know if they are anymore. Like I don't know if there's any more tariffs anymore, but the choice ones were, so I ordered a few cases. There was like an AOC fish tank style case. Actually, it's like a fish tank, but also the top is glass. So it's like 3 sides of glass. So I'm excited to do that one. And then I got 2 of those. I got one AIGO brand. I don't know what it is. And then I got a dark flash fish tank. Actually, that one right there. I got another one of those from AliExpress, and they're actually cheaper than they even were on Amazon, which is sick. So hopefully they all come in well. Hopefully there's not any damage to them, because I know with shipping glass from all the way from China to America, there can be potential causes for glass breaking, which would be a little bit annoying. So I'm really hoping it doesn't. There we go. Okay. Oh, don't want to do that. All right. Yeah, I haven't even recorded a video. I need to record a video on this. I'm gonna do it kind of like my last ones. All my videos have been like 3 minutes. All I do is literally because I just like I'm not a big fan of I like live streaming a little bit more than actually record like editing. I'm not a big fan of editing in general. So yeah, I like just kind of showing the sped up version of the thing and just kind of talking about the actual specs of it and just talking about how much I've made. I'm just not the greatest with editing. It's just not my favorite. I don't want to like hire somebody to edit for me just because why would I do that? But yeah. All right, for thermal paste, I'm going to be using MX4 from Arctic. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably like 5-year-old thermal paste, but it comes out pretty well. So I'm just trying to use it all up and so I can finally get rid of it. But yeah, I mean, it is actually a pretty good consistency. There we go. Yeah, I have so many freaking so many tubes of thermal paste. Like, I don't think you can see it, but there. You can actually see on the very like bottom, like right here. There's like a ton of different tubes. I have so many tubes of thermal paste. It is not funny. Okay, so this goes this way. So I should. Yo, did you keep this like little thing right here or no? I feel like I shouldn't keep that, but I might. I don't know. That is like, why is that there? If this would stay down, this would actually look pretty nice, but it's just not staying down. Does quality of thermal paste affect your performance? Not really. Like it's like within a few degrees. I know like technically higher end thermal paste can um lower your degrees by like 2 degrees or something like that, which is I think 1 degree is like within margin of error, so it's barely anything. So as long as it's not like crusty when you put it on, it's usually fine. Like I literally get these thermal paste things from AliExpress with the CPUs. They're really a plastic bag and they work just fine. I use them to repaste graphics cards and they work completely fine. So realistically speaking, I'd say just don't use if you're what's it called? If your CPU cooler comes pre-applied, I would just wipe it off and use like a tube of it if you have one, or just buy a really cheap tube. Or I don't know. Some coolers come with. Like this one literally came with its own tube of thermal paste, so I would definitely use that over pre-applied stuff. But realistically, it's a few degrees difference. It's not a ton. All right, this is easily going on. This is what I like to see. So I did remove the what's it called? The plastic thing that goes over it just to make sure it doesn't not cooled correctly. Okay, so this right here, I'm gonna have to kind of push it down. Okay, this I can definitely make this work. I can definitely make this work. It can go in the same one as this. So, yeah. Okay, this is definitely gonna be able to work. And it's a long. Oh, this is a really long cable. That's nice. Super convenient. Okay, I just was able to run it across the top, which definitely helps. I have to like kind of force it down a little bit just to make sure it kind of goes. I don't know how to. There we go. Kind of like force it down almost. Oh, but now it's. Oh, it's like the wrong way. Dang it. Yeah, whatever. As long as it's close enough, I really don't mind. Because I'm hoping you won't be able to see this. Realistically, if you can't see it, I'm kind of chilling. That's okay. Good enough. Okay. So now I just need to put the fan on. So let me take both of these off. I'm not a big fan. I know they do it just to keep it all controlled because you don't want a whole rat's nest, but these like little twist ties are so annoying. I am just not a fan of them putting them on every single fan. It's just come on. Not my favorites. Okay. So there we go. Yeah, I sold my first computer on Java. It's pretty awesome. Actually, the person bought it literally. It was yesterday morning at like 2:30 in the morning, and I was like, dang. I wasn't even awake. I saw it like after I woke up at like 7 or whatever. But yeah, I was like, dang, like finding it that early, like, hey. But I, shipped it out, got the shipping label. I did it through Java. Everything worked out good. So I literally dropped it off this morning. I'm pretty excited. I hope it obviously doesn't get damaged. I insured it and I used the two things of what's it called? I used two wow, look at this. What the heck? It's not. What is going on? There we go. I'll go like, I want to line up with the top maybe. There we go. Oh, nice. Okay, that goes in there really well. Oh, and I might be able to like kind of hook this behind it maybe. That's pretty good. Okay, yeah, that's looking a lot better. Gonna hook it in there. Nice. Okay. So yeah, look at that. Comes with a little plastic peel on the top. I'll leave that there for now. Nice. That's a cool looking fan. Okay. So now all I need to do is put the fan header. That's, come on. These things are getting tangled everywhere. Come on. Come on. Come out. There we go. This. I'm just going to go like that for now. And that there. Nice. All right. That is looking all good. It's going to be a little bit of a cable mess, but I'll just be able to zip tie and hopefully everything kind of just stays down. Oh, that's going to look so clean. Okay. Cool. So there's the motherboard. All done. So, ooh, look at that. Thick. All right. Cool. So I'm going to now have to move some of this stuff across there. This is the cable that I bought. It was like $14 off Amazon. I didn't want to wait for AliExpress, so I actually didn't find any on AliExpress, so I was just like, you know what, I'm buying it from Amazon. Graphics card, I'm going to put this over here as well for now. I don't need it currently. And, all right, so I'm going to move this. I bought an Intel Arc A750 Foundation for $100. Going to do a video about it. I have never even used any Arc graphics cards. I've heard they're pretty decent, and then actually the newest ones are better, but I have never used one. So, honestly, I don't really have plans to use one, especially because how NVIDIA sells so well. Unless I get like a crazy deal on one, but I'm not really actively looking for deals on Intel ones. I probably should. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea, but that is a good deal. That is a very good deal. Say, what's the 750 in terms of performance? Like, what's it related to? What's a comparable card to a 750, an A750? I will say, I'm hoping the Wi-Fi on this board works because the other board I use in this was actually a really budget build. It was a I use every time I put the freaking case down and then I need to put it. And I did a GTX 770 video and it performed really well on YouTube on some reviews. That's very nice. That is a solid. Those are some solid numbers. There we go. Come on, go in there. Come on. This does not want to go in there at all. Holy crap. Go in there. Like this. That's. And then. This literally isn't even going in there at all. There we go. I got it. I had to like force that in there. You know, all the way in. I mean the. I'm like moving the freaking camera because of how hard I'm pushing this thing. It's like not going in at all. I think that's in. And in all the way. That is on that side. I think we're good. I think we're good now. Okay. Got it. So yeah, I got carried away. My last build, actually the one I just sold on Java, the Wi-Fi antennas. I plugged them in. There's no Wi-Fi would work at all. Ended up being the Wi-Fi card. I think it's broken. Luckily, I had a few extra adapters, so I just disabled the onboard Wi-Fi and enabled that one. Worked completely fine. But yeah, I was pretty annoyed with that. Like I bought it because I had Wi-Fi. Luckily, I used it in a really budget build, but this one was the only. That was the first time I've ever had that issue, and I'm really hoping I don't have it again. Not going in now. It's not. Go down. Go in. There we go. I heard that click. That's a good sound. Normally that's not a good sound, but for this it actually is. Okay. So, is it better to just have your motherboard just straight out, no PC case? No. Well, technically, no. You could run. You don't need a case to. If you're talking about running a computer, it does. You don't need a case. There's like, technically speaking, like open air cases where people have their motherboard and everything in their PC. It's like not a case. It's just like the bare bones, and it kind of like looks like there's no case. It's a pretty neat concept, but technically, no. I wouldn't like leave your. I say that, but I did this with mine. I wouldn't leave your motherboard just sitting out. Like just keep it in the box. This one I did because I thought I was gonna build it earlier, and it's just been sitting here for probably like almost a week now. But the only thing that could really happen is dust collects on it, and if it sits there for a long time, then something bad could happen. You know, there could be something with the dust. But realistically, if there's a little dust, it probably won't affect anything. I haven't had any issues with that. So yeah, I guess it just depends on what you're technically talking about. Yeah, I want to eventually. I'm actually going to be building a. Okay, come on. This is supposed to be a magnetic tip. It literally just does not work. This is the only one I have, but the it doesn't like fit perfect. It's the right screw size. It doesn't like fit that well because it's been used so much, and like it's just not the greatest. Okay, I got two more. Can you bend back pins in a motherboard and it works? That's the reason I use AM4, just because the pins aren't on the motherboard, they're on the CPU. And it's just a lot easier to install. I feel like, honestly, it's not a lot easier to install. It's like the same to install realistically, but I've had so many more issues with motherboards than CPU pins. But yes, the short answer is yes. It can be really difficult. You kind of have to know what you're doing, and you have to do it. You have to have like a microscope to be able to get all up, like, you know, see it correctly and see exactly what pins, because how small they are. The pins are super small. So the short answer is yes, but the long answer is kind of like, unless you have equipment where you can like kind of, you know, like a microscope to be able to see it in like little tiny pliers and all that kind of stuff, and you realistically probably shouldn't, I guess, would be an answer for that. So, let me pull these cables all through here just so I can make it look kind of not awful, because this is a huge cable mess right now. Go there. And bang, there we go. Okay. So that is looking good. Come on, which cable is it? Is it this one? Dude, come on. There we go. Okay. It's getting stuck there. There we go. Got it. Okay. So yeah, technically yes, realistically no. Unless you know what you're doing. At that point, I'd rather... I mean, do you have motherboard pins that are bent, like, yourself? Because if so, I'd say realistically probably just return it if you can, obviously. There's no reason if you try to do that if you can just return it if it's in the return warranty period. But if not, I'd say probably just sell it on eBay as is. People will fix it and they'll buy it for a little bit cheaper, but it's a lot easier than just trying to do that and maybe even ruining it even more. Just let somebody else who kind of fully knows what they're doing try it, unless you do, you know. Yeah, I don't know what you're proficient in, so it just depends. All right, so wow, can't I've ever done that before. I just ripped off the thing. Sheesh. Okay, there we go. So I just wanted to zip tie that so they're out of the way, just because. Let me make sure it looks good. Yeah, it does. That looks as good as it's gonna get, right? You can see that. Hold on. Let me show you guys this. There. Looks pretty good, I'd say. There's a few cables, obviously, but I think looks as good as it will be. So, cool. Next one is going to be doing the front I/O as well as the fans. So, front I/O. I'm going to do this back here. I am not going to be using this came with a ARGB hub, right? Yeah, because this has a LED switch, but I'm going to be using it as the reset switch just because I'm using the motherboard's Wi-Fi to do this. Silver Wing said, "Hey Kaifa, just wanted to ask, since Windows 10 is ending on older PCs, is Bazite or the Nobara project a good alternative to Windows 10 for gaming since they have Steam on them?" Good question. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know a ton about Linux. I do know about Bazite, and I actually want to do a Bazite on one of my own personal ones to be like a kind of living room setup. But if you have like an older PC, like you said, I know you could get there's like ways to bypass the restrictions to make Windows 11 run on it. If not, Bazite's good just for gaming though. Like, you literally the only thing you can do on it is gaming. You can't do it's literally like a console. So if you only want to game, is that's all you want to do, Bazite's not a bad idea. So I would say that's not a bad idea, but you could also try just doing Windows 11 by bypassing it. I don't know how to, but I know there's a way to. So that wouldn't be a terrible idea. I'm probably not the one to recommend that. I think Blind Tech seems to know more than me. I'm not that good with that type of stuff. That's just not my. I'm not a Linux person at all. So I will say I've seen Bazite though. It seems pretty interesting, and I definitely want to get it for one of my personal builds. But yeah, that's that. I'm not the one that can answer that, to be completely honest. So yeah, I'm sorry. All right, so got this. This is the audio. It is cool. Gonna put this one here. Get this in first try. Come on. There we go. First try, kind of. Bazite supports AMD and Intel GPUs, and the Nobara project supports NVIDIA. I've heard Bazite does support NVIDIA now. I heard, what was this? I saw some video about Bazite and how you can get NVIDIA to work on it. There's like NVIDIA to be supported, but there's like something you have to do. I don't remember what it was. I'm gonna be honest. You probably could look it up. I'm not like I said. I'm not great with Linux stuff, so I don't know. But yeah, I've heard AMD natively works with it, and AMD stuff is generally cheaper. Obviously, because the high end stuff at this point. But I never thought I'd say that. At this point, I think the high end, not high end, but like mid high end, like a 5070 is technically a better value than a 9070 XT, just because 9070 XTs are literally out of stock everywhere, which is like insane. I'm pretty sure it's like comparable to the 5070, and you can get it for cheaper than the 5070 Ti, which is better, I think, or something like that. So that is very interesting. Power switch, LED switch, plus minus. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm not the one to answer that. Unfortunately, I'm not a Linux fella. I've just used Windows. I actually used Windows 10 for the longest time. I only not recently. I've had a Windows 11 for like a while. Is it reset on the bottom? So yeah, I used to only do Windows. I didn't want to upgrade to Windows 11 just because I was like, oh, I heard it was bad, and then I did. And obviously, my PC isn't old, so like it's fine. And I like Windows 11 so much more now than Windows 10. Myself, I just like the look of it a lot more. So I think I'm buying an SSD so I can install Linux and dual boot Windows Linux. That seems like a good idea. Low key, I have a. You can't see it up here, like way up there. I have it on a shelf. I have a server on NAS, and I was thinking about doing that and getting one for. I use Xphonology, which is a Synology like ripoff that you can use on any thing. Cause I like the Synology UI, and it was really easy for my parents to understand. But I was gonna do that because I'm also using it as I was gonna use it eventually as like a Windows PC, so I was gonna have it boot up the Xphonology and that. But then I can do a VM on Synology, so I just did a VM on that, and it works just fine. It's a tiny bit delayed, but it's not a huge deal. So kind of similar to an extent. I don't know Linux though. Like that was the most. Actually, that's true. I did Ubuntu, whatever. I have a Minecraft server on a laptop that I used Ubuntu to install it. So that's the most I've done, and I just followed a guide for that. I don't even know how to truly do that. So yeah, not my cup of tea. That's as much as I've done, and that's really all I kind of want to do. I'm not a huge fan. It's not like I'm shitting it. I'm just not into it a ton, just personally, you know. All right, so Got this. This is a 4-pin fan extension, just because the only 4-pin on this board is up by the freaking CPU almost. It's annoying, so I can use it to actually get the fans to plug in. Stupid. So let's do this. Plug that in there, and I'm just gonna daisy chain all 3 of these ones together. Okay. Oh, and then I need to actually wait real quick before I do that. I'm plugging in the USB into the USB thing right here for the actual thing can work. So, okay, what is the cheapest PC you have built? Just recently, literally my last stream, I built it. It only cost me $302, but it's because I got the graphics card, the 1660 Super, for free, because it was my sister's old one. The actual cheapest PC I've built was actually like one of the first PCs I ever built. Not ever, but like the flip. Added a GTX 960. This was like literally last year, so it was not a good one, but it was super cheap. And it had a i3 4150. And I think it literally cost me like $190, and I sold it for $260, I think. That was my first one. I barely made any money. I made like $70 on it, which really wasn't the greatest. And it was kind of it wasn't really what got me into it, but it was kind of like one of my first-ish PC. So that was the cheapest one I built, but I would never recommend anybody build that. A GTX 960 and an i3 4150 are just not good at all, so yeah, that's just me though. I would say probably don't do that. Where's this stuff? We got this. Put these up there. And these 2 can kind of sit back there. Okay, so I think I got everything plugged in. I'm now going to do the power supply. So, PV Prestige 600 watt. There we are. And 8 plus gold. It's the white version. I like the white version because the cables look good. That's all I really care about. And actually, why is this open? Oh, I've used this because I remember why I opened this. I tested it with my power supply tester because it was right when I got it, and I wanted to make sure that it worked. Like that the power supply tester worked. I might use this for the cables in the meantime, but okay. So yeah, pretty solid. 600 watt, whatever. Unfortunately, this sticker is going to be on the outside, so I'm gonna actually peel it off and put it on the other side. There's a cutout right here, and I don't want you to be able to see it just because it looks ugly, like that. And then not far over enough, like that. There we are. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I put it on the other side just so you can stick it. Whoever they want to open it, they can still see what it is. But there's a hole in there, and I don't want you to be able to see it because it looks ugly. I don't want all that random text. Alright, so now I have to shove this over here and it'll barely fit. That's how all these cases work. And actually, that'll be able to fit. There's a good bit of room right there. Okay. Let's move this slightly over. And bingo. Alright, so this is part of the reason I don't like non-modular power supplies, because cable management is really annoying, but we deal with it for how cheap it is. I wish there was a new, I wish somebody else would make cheaper power supplies, like good quality. These PB ones used to be $49, and then they went up to $52, whatever, and they're still cheap. I just wish there was somebody, like, I know, I actually just bought this non-tech one recently. Get this in here. It's an 80 plus white, so it's not even 80 plus gold, but on Zach's Tech Turf's tier list, he has a C tier. And like I put C tier, like these are all C tiers. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna try it and see if see how good it works. Oh my gosh, dude, I cannot get this in here. What am I doing? Okay, hold on. What's the reason for this? Is it because these cables are hanging down? It's like maybe. have to like force it down. That is so weird. What is going on? Okay, hold on. Dude, what is happening? This thing is like not going down at all. It doesn't help this thing's in here. This thing probably isn't like full in there. Okay. What? What the heck is going on? You guys can't even like see this. It's like not even like lined up properly. To be fair, this case was pretty cheap, so that could just be it. It could be the case is like kind of busted, I guess, technically. Ah, I think I got it now. There's that one. Let's see if I can get this one in. Yeah, but yeah, I do wish there would be cheaper power supply. All the ones are just so bad. The Apivia ones all suck besides the Prestige. They're all F tier besides the Prestige, which is a C tier. And that's why I won't put anything lower than a C tier in these units, just because I want it to be like reliable. I want it to not die, which I've had happen before. I've put in a like it was lower than a C tier. I want to say it was a D or E tier or whatever, and it stopped working, which was pretty sad. I had to help out the person who bought it, but yeah, I try to do that just to, you know, have reliability while not costing too much. I just wish there'd be some budget ones. Like this one, 600 watts is perfectly fine for almost all mid-range builds, and I just wish there were more. I wish it wasn't 50. This one's 55, 58 after tax. Just the white one. It's, you know, I just wish there was one that was 50 after tax. It'd just be nice to have it under 50 or around there. So, yeah, let's get this now. Cool. So, now with the super fun cable management part. So, restart. There is the 24 pin. Let's plug this in. Here we are. I do like these ones because they're so easy to plug in. These ones are just awesome. I love the Apivia ones. Ragna, hey, what's going on? How are we doing? Can you see the... It's hard to see the build. I'm trying my best. It's the camera. I don't have a good camera angle yet, so bear with me, guys. But what's up? Just the right video. Ragna, what's going on? How are we doing? All right, so is this... Ooh. So this is the CPU power pin. So I'll put this off to the side, put it in. I think this is going to be opposite because I'm pretty sure it's at the top. I'm going to kind of pre-bend it just so it doesn't give me an annoyance. Let's bend this and put it in there, and then there we go. Get that nice click. Bingo. I think it's in there. I think we're good. Okay. Got that one. CPU power is good. All that we have now is, I believe, PCIe. And we do. I need some help with my build. I'm super newbie. Can you help? I can try my best. I can try my best to help. It'll be a little bit difficult over chat, but give it your best shots. Explain to me what's your issue. I can try. Like I said, no guarantees, but I will definitely try my best to help out. So yeah, this is what I have to. Let me do this. Put them together one more time, and then get a zip tie and zip tie them. So let me grab a zip tie. Zip tie them all together, and I'll shove it underneath. And that's why, I mean, there's really nothing else you can do. Oh, I put it on backwards. No, I didn't. Lucky I did. I put it on backwards. You guys didn't see anything. There we go. Okay. So, I know you guys can't see what's going on, but I'm just zip tying the things together. All the extra ones. So I'm just looking at this. Let me put this to the side. It's my first time, and I'm not super confused on what to consider buying and whatnot. I got you. Okay. Do you have any rough idea? You have like a parts list? I'd say use PC Part Picker. It is by far the easiest website. I don't even like get a commission for that. I literally, just being honest, I use PC Part Picker for literally all of my builds. Why are these being annoying? Come on. So use PC Part Picker just because you don't want to buy everything from Amazon, just because there's some better prices at like Newegg, Best Buy, Micro Center. If you live in a Micro Center as well. So, well, don't buy a pre-built. That's number one. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I made a list of things here. Yeah, if it's a PC Part Picker list, you could put it in the chat, and I should be able to open it. So, it's a give that a shot, and I can let you know. Now we got the adapter. He did include, the guy about these some did include the adapters. It's just one 8-pin. They look ugly though, and I wanted the white ones, so I'm using white ones for all 4 of them that I got. Oh, but yeah, don't buy a pre-built. I mean, there's, technically speaking, there's some good pre-built deals that you can find. And realistically, if you're gonna buy a pre-built, I'd say buy it from like Jawa. Wink, wink, buy it from me or whatever. But I'm kidding. Don't buy like an Alienware brand one. Those ones are way overpriced. But there are some decent ones you can find that aren't absolutely awful. But you know, the ones on Jawa, the main ones I'm kind of talking about, those ones you can kind of get somewhat decent deals compared to stuff. Okay, how does this go? We go like this. Like down. Okay, so it's gonna be like that. Right? Yeah, yes, okay, so it's like that. So, just to here. I think this is gonna be the rough spot where it's gonna go. And actually, I'm probably just gonna put the graphics card in right now. Actually, let me put these antennas in as well. So, hold on. I'll give you guys a little show just because it's kind of difficult to show you exactly what's going on, and I can't build these things backwards. I'm not that good yet. Okay. Where are those little bunny ears? If these don't work either, I'm gonna be so annoyed. The other one, it just didn't work. The running was so stupid. So now, these gonna go like this. This is like huge math. This is getting really. Oh, I didn't even. Oh shoot. Why did I not do this yet? What am I doing? Okay. I didn't plug the RGB hub or RGB fans cable in yet. I think luckily it's not that far underneath. I think I should be fine. Thank goodness I caught that now because I don't think I would have been able to. This one also? Yeah, this right here. Let me go like this. Reroll of these. Help. Help what? Yeah, Ragna, yeah. If you send me the PC part picker list in the chat, I'll help. Yeah, I can take a look at it and let you know what I think. Yeah. Just put the PC part picker list in the chat if it sends, and I can take a look at it and see if I can help out a little bit. Shoot, I might have to. I'm gonna have to take the freaking power supply out. Dang it! Oh. Come on, what am I doing? This won't fit in here. Dang it, I'm so dumb. Okay. I sent the link already. I didn't see it. My friend is mad at me. What should I do? I am not the person to ask that. I have no clue. I don't see it, Ragnar. Hold on. Let me, yeah, I don't see it in there. Let me see if I can, hold on. Don't I have YouTube Studio on here? I do not have YouTube Studio. Hold on. I don't have YouTube. What am I doing? Okay, hold on. Let me download YouTube Studio because I should be able to see the on there. I don't know if I can see it out here. Hold on. Over here, YouTube. On my channel, live. Yeah, I don't see the link in here at all. Unless, can I like, maybe moderation? Is this what I'm looking for? No, I don't even know how to. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Can you see it now? No, I cannot. I don't know how to. How do I? Not what I'm looking for. Can't see. Contents live. How do I? Their control room. Is this it? Uh, I have no clue how to see this. Now, can you? Um, what is my other thing? Don't I have an Instagram? I think. I don't know if I'm logged in on here though. I logged into my Instagram. Log in. I'm not logged into my Instagram. Thank you. No, I'm not. I do have Discord. Yeah, send it to my Discord. It's at here. I can type my Discord. Hold on. Actually, wait. Okay, Ragnar, real quick. Join. Actually, this is perfect. Join the in the top link in the description. This will work a lot better. Just the top link of the description. Um, it's my link tree. If you click on it, you can see my Discord. Join my Discord and put it in the general chat. You have to like do whatever, but put in the general chat, and I can see from there because I have my Discord server on this. So yeah, put it in the Discord, and I definitely got you. All right, so now I have to freaking take this power supply out because I'm stupid. Can't say this is the first time I've done this. Okay, just a moment. I got you. Yeah, just send the PC part picker list in there, and I could definitely take a look at it. And I'll let you know my thoughts. I'm not gonna sit here and like I don't want you to like think that I know everything and that I don't want you to use my words specifically to make up your mind. I'll give you what I would think about it, and then I kind of think going over it yourself would make more sense. Just doing a little bit of research on your own because there's a lot of YouTube videos out there. So I'll give you a little basis to start, and then you can go from there. How about that? And that's pretty fair. Okay. Okay, so I got this in here. So this is tight fit. Come on. My fingers are too big for this. There we go. I got it. Bang! That's what I'm talking about. Come on. Give me that. Give me that. Okay. So now we'll be able to go back in spots, and then we can put these screws. There we go. These screws are going a lot easier now. That is what I'm talking about. All right, minor hiccup, but we are back on track. Where's this? Oh, come on. We'll do this. We'll do this now. There we go. So it's gonna be a little bit different from this stream. I'm literally just going to build this PC, and that's it. I'm not gonna like sit on stream like I normally do. At least like set it up. I'm just gonna end stream once I finish building it. So yeah, almost technically there. I wonder how quickly I could build a PC if I was solely focusing on doing it as fast as possible. You know what I'm saying? I bet realistically we could do another hour because right now we're at about an hour, and I am not. Let me see if he joined yet. Did we join yet? So no one's hanging out. All right, but yeah. Did I screw these in? I don't know if I did or not. Guess we'll see. Yep, that one, yes. That one, yes. That one, yes. That one, yes. Okay, cool. There we go. So now we got this all good. There's that. So now, this one adds here. Go like this. Take this off. Like that. Daisy chain that one to that one. Go in there. And daisy chain the last one. So we have all 4 of our fans RGB control. Which is awesome. Which is awesome. So, I'm probably gonna have to just so it's out of the way. Okay. So now, got all that out of the way. I'm just gonna kind of shove most of this under here for now. I'm not too worried about cable management currently. Eventually, I'll have to kind of worry about this, but then I'm just gonna kind of shove it all under here. So, what's up, yo, Gorov side? If I said that right, hopefully. What's going on? How we doing? Okay, so put that one in right there, and then plug this one in. Come on. Dude, this stupid thing won't go on. There we go. And we got that one. Cool. There we are. Okay, I think I got both those in. We have the clip is in for both of them. So now I need to put the graphics card in first. So I want to make sure that my base is correct. So there's that, and then one more. So let me put this in real quick before I show you guys what it looks like with everything put together. That's, so yeah, this is the 3060 Ti Founders Edition. I mean, I cleaned it up a little bit. There's still a little bit of dust. You get all of it, especially in the heatsink. Not physically possible, unfortunately. I gotta remove that, actually. What am I doing? But yeah, this thing was a lot dirtier before, so I'm pretty happy with the cleaning that I made to it. I'm buying used 3080. How do I check if the card is in good condition? Let me look real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Did it not give you the... You have to verify if you didn't verify. If you have the verification thing. I don't know if you did or not, so hold on. Yeah, you didn't. Divino. I'll just do it for you real quick. Go to... Where's verified? Verified. Add member. There we go. Cool. There we are. Should be good now. You should be able to see the realms hang out. How do I check if the card's in good condition? I would test it out. I would bring, if possible, either have them send you. I actually posted a video on this. Top 3 mistakes. It was one of the mistakes that beginners make when buying used graphics cards. Ask for a video with a timestamp of recently working. Make sure it's plugged in. If they can't do that, bring your own testing hardware if possible. Most of the time, ask them if you can bring stuff to test it. If they say no, they're probably scamming you. If they say yes, really, I'd say most of the time they're pretty safe. Obviously, not all the time, but I feel like there's a higher chance of them being legit if they don't mind you testing it. So, yeah, it's up to you. I'd say realistically, that's a pretty solid option. Okay, there we go. Now, yeah, that's what I'd say. All right, Ragna, you should be in now. I manually verified you. You normally have to go and verify yourself in the verification tab to be able to send stuff in the general chat. Just because I don't want bots coming in and spamming stuff for no reason. Thank you, Colby. He's probably not. I don't think he's in here right now, but he built the server. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, there it is. PC perfect. That is already looking like a solid build. I will look in a second. Let me put this back on real quick. Link on the realm now. I got you, my brother or sister. I don't know what your gender is. I got you. Okay, so make sure, yeah. So this is you. All right, let's see. 9800 XRD. Solid deal. I'd say if you can get it on Micro Center, I don't know if you're near a Micro Center, but a Micro Center would be a good one. Your AIO is very expensive. I'd say get a Thermalright AIO. They are a lot cheaper. This is $220. It doesn't even. Oh, it does have an LCD screen. You can get LCD screens, Thermalright ones. I got mine upstairs for $130, so it's literally $100 off. And actually, I like Thermalright better. I take it a Thermalright cooler. It's a full screen. They make smaller screens still on there for literally you can get one for like $70 or a 360 millimeter. Get that. Motherboard is really expensive as well. What are you using this for? If you're using it for only gaming, I don't think you need an X870E at all. I would realistically just get a B650E, because it's cheaper and you really won't notice a difference at all. G-Skill Trident Z5 Neo, $127 for 32 gigs. Okay. I would get DDR5 6000 CL30. I want to get 6400. I get 6000 mega transfers per second. If you want RGB, I think Silicon Power makes good ones or Team Group makes good ones. I think they should be cheaper than this. I believe. I'm not 100% sure. 2 terabyte drive, that's fine. I'd say you might be able to save a few bucks on that. Sapphire Nitro 9070. Is that how much? I thought MSRP for these was so much cheaper. Yeah, these used to be like. I don't know if I'd pay $850 for this. They're so expensive right now. You're almost better off going with. Hold on, let me go here. I'm gonna try to look at this and change this for you, and I'll send it back in the Discord. So hold on. I'm gonna do this literally on stream so I can show you. You ready for this? Thermal rights, 360 millimeter AIO, LCD black. Here we go. This is looking like a good one right here. There we are. Ooh, this one actually looks perfect. We'll go this one because it has the same circle vibe you were going for. $88 instead of $220. So I will put that there. This is just my recommendation. Hello, Alan Up, what's going on? How are we doing? Sorry for the mid PC build pause, but I'll kind of leave this right there so you can see it while I do this. Motherboard, I would not go this. I'd go a ATX. I'm guessing you need Wi-Fi, so we'll go by Wi-Fi. All the Wi-Fi's on there. Let's have a low. We'll do like a all black build. Let's see what's a good black one. I think this MSI B650 gaming plus Wi-Fi. What the reviews are. Good color. Would have been a nightmare. I don't want to do that. Actually, let's MSI. MSI's ones are good. Gigabyte's one I have issues with. We'll put that for now. I'll fix it eventually if I need to, but this is just gonna be a little quick run through. 6000 CL30 is the sweet spot. And 2x16. You want RGB? There is Silicon Power RGBs for $98. You can save some money. I'd say the Team Group one's probably. I think their RGB diffuse is a little bit better, so I'll put that in there. It's a little bit different of a shape. Can't see your screen. I know you can't. I'm gonna fix this for you. I'll send it back in the Discord. Sorry. Give me like 2 seconds. I'm literally just doing this super quickly. PCI 4.0, price low to high. Probably this. Do you like that case? I don't know if you like that, if you specifically like that case for a certain reason or not. It's not a bad case, but if you just want a black, I'll leave it on there just because it's fine. And let me also, I'm gonna go. What was the? Hold on, I need to check real quick. What was your original budget? 2350. Gee. So I'd say realistically, you'd be like a 5070. This price, yeah. So we'll go like this. Yeah, 5070 Ti being cheaper. Do you modify the case too? Okay, do. You said do. So I can. You want me to get a different case? Hey, if it's up to me, I get a height case. Height cases are so the vertical mounting looks so clean on them. So I'm gonna put them in there for you. You can take a look at it yourself. If you don't want to get a different case, but I'll just put it in there for you for now. So what is the detail? Yeah, you might need a BIOS update, but you should be fine if they're shipping out recently. Then the power supply. What is this pulling? You could use technically since I'll do 850 for you like you have. 850. I do want to do a full modular one. Oh, Beachy one, Beachy one. This one is a really. I actually have the white version of this one. It is a very good. I think it's B tier rated, and it has the. Do this one. Oh, don't want to do that. I'll do the Beachy one. It is a very good. Here we go. I got it under $2,000 for you. I'd say you could change a few things. I mean, I'd say use this as a guide. See, this is better suited price wise than what you had. I wouldn't say just buy all of that stuff and then put it all together, you know. Let me know if you have any questions on any of the parts. The power supply, I don't know if you've ever heard of V-True. I use it in my personal build. I have the 1000-watt variant, B tier rated. I think it's B tier rated currently, and I think it's supposed to be A tier rated at some point. But B tier rated is good. The 97XT is better than 57 according to benchmark videos in most games. No, I'm pretty sure no. From what I know, I could be wrong. Hold on. GPU hierarchy. I haven't really looked at the new series a ton. Let's see this. TI, no. The 5070 Ti is faster than 9070 XT. In average, it's better than all of them. So, yeah, if you just look at the Tom's Hardware GPU hierarchy across all games, obviously it depends on what game you play. If you play Call of Duty, I think it's a little bit better on AMD. Hey man, I have a tight budget and I live in Morocco, so electronic parts here are so expensive. Tell me what's the best. I go with RTX 2020. I'm guessing you mean 2070 Super or RX 6600. Let me know what RTX card you meant, because 2020 Super is not a thing. You meant 2070, I think. 2070 Super's faster. No, I think they're like the same. So if it's a 2070 Super, I think whatever one's cheaper, I'd say just go with. I'd say go with any cheaper one. Honestly speaking, I think you should be fine with that. Okay. Well, let's get back to this. If there's any questions, but looking pretty solid so far. So let me put this. Gotta plug this in. Ooh, I can't get that through there, can I? No, I can't. He does not want to bend it. Oh, jeez. Okay. Come on. Get a little bit of bend in here. And come on, go in. Okay, there we go. Got that in there. So yeah, Ragnar. I'm almost positive the 5070 is supposed to be the same price as the 9070 XT, and everything XT faster. But when they're both the same price, the 5070 Ti is faster, I believe, than the 9070 XT. I'm almost positive. From what I've seen myself, I could be wrong. It could be incorrect sources or whatever. So, like I said, take it with a grain of salt. I realistically, at this point, from what I know, actually that the 5070 Ti is a better value than a 9070 XT based on current prices, which is crazy. But if you want AMD going, it really, like, they're both fine cards, you know what I'm saying? 90 XT is cheaper than 5070 in my area, about 300 to 500. So I don't know what. I don't know if you're in the US, then get that 100% because that's the MSRP of it's a lot cheaper. It's not that much cheaper. The MSRP of it is look right here. It is $150 cheaper, but right now it says lowest price of the 5070 Ti is $90 cheaper. So if in your area it is cheaper, get that. Get that 100%. They're basically very similar. I think the 5070 is a little bit better in terms of performance. Because it's it's technically a grade above it in terms of performance. So yeah, if it's cheaper, go 9070 XT 100%. If it's somehow that much cheaper, then yes, definitely. I don't know where you're at too, so that definitely plays a huge role where you are. That's like a very big factor in where the prices are and what like is around you and stuff like that. This is just a big mess of cables. Wouldn't expect it any other way. It's just how it always goes. And my best bet is really just shoving it completely in here. Yeah, I'm in the RTX 2070 Super. They're the same price. Yeah, it's like $250. Yeah, 97 XTs are so expensive right now. That's crazy. I'd say, let me look this up for you real quick. You ready? Pure performance. 2024. 6600. 2070 Super is faster than the 6600. If they're both the same price, go with 2070 Super. They both have the same amount of VRAM, I believe, and on Tom's Hardware it says that it's faster than the 6600. So I would go 66, or I would go 2070 Super if they're the same price. So, yeah. Cool. I need to shove all these over here. It's all in here, kind of like. Down here. So in India, 1978, 80K. Oh, you're in India. Okay, that makes sense. 85 equals 1. Yeah, I'd say I built that list based off of US prices. So you'll have to kind of go through and find the best prices for stuff like that. But yeah, if that's the difference of the prices, I'd definitely go the 9070 XT. 100%. 100%. Yeah, go 9070 XT if that's the prices. I thought you were in America. That's my bad. Okay. What is this looking? These are still just like sticking everywhere. It's just so annoying. Okay, I'm gonna have to use a lot more zip ties for this one. Yeah, I go 9078 XT in that case. Ragna. 100%. That price difference definitely. Because I'd say that's even higher than what the MSRP price difference is. It's only 150 in America, and that's almost double what the price difference is MSRP wise. But you can't get stuff MSRP, so that's why it's not like taking it with a grain of salt, you know. All right. Let's say this is honestly looking as good as I can kind of get it. Realistically, I would like to somehow get all of these more in here, but I really can't. These things are just not wanting to move. These are being super... Unless I can somehow get this here. Well, that might be the move, actually. Hold on. I'm going to shove this over here and then go like this. Yes, do that. If I use 7800 XP, will bottleneck the 9070 XP? No, not now. 9070 or 7800 XP honestly won't bottleneck anything. You'll just get 9800 XP will give you a little bit better 1% lows in terms of gaming. But no, you can literally use a 5090 with a 7800 XP and it will not bottleneck it, so no. The answer is no. There we go. So that's just more cable management. Very boring, I know. Sorry, guys. I like splitting these because it makes it so I can shove them in here a little bit easier. Oh, it's so annoying to deal with. Come on. There we go. Got it. So, yeah, man, I have an i5 first gen 6500 for the man. Okay, man, I'm watching video. Really, that is a pretty that's a pretty old PC. Yeah, I'd definitely say if you're looking to upgrade, definitely go with a 2070 Super. That CPU will bottleneck it though. That's a very old CPU. So yeah, I'd say low-key first order of business after you get that would be to upgrade, which sucks because you'll have to upgrade the motherboard. But I'd say go AM4 at that point. Get an AM4 motherboard. Get even like a 2600. Ryzen 5 2600 will be fine with the 2070 Super. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. You know, if you obviously it might take a little bit depending on your budget and how much you have to spend and stuff like that, but you can get AM4 boards for fairly cheap. Not too expensive at least, you know, so that's what I recommend. AM4 is so good, and people dog on it because it's end of life, but for budget, it's just so worth it. Like, that's the main thing I tell people to upgrade to. If you're upgrading from something, you have on a tight budget, go AM4 any day of the week. You could go cheap AM5, but it's just AM4 is so much better in terms of being super cheap and you know, still good. It's still like solid. It's not like bad. So yeah, the GPU I chose is 2330 here. You should, yeah, don't get that then. Do not buy that. That's why I just bought it. I just chose that one based off of U.S. prices. That's what I don't even know if India has, if there's an Indian PC part picker. I don't know. I know there's a Canadian one. I know there's like an Australian one, I think. So yeah, if you don't have a PC part picker there, then I'd say you just have to do it manually, which does suck. It makes it a little bit more difficult to find deals, but you know, you can still do it. It's still possible. It just makes it a little bit more difficult. All right. I want to say I got this all good now. Let me get 100%. That's looking good. Shaking it is shaking. Sorry, guys. Okay, I just want to make sure this is fully in there. All right, cool. And let me put the back plate on. Ooh. And pull this over. 5 stores are finding about PCs after getting a GPU. That's valid. That's valid. I usually believe that's a valid that's a valid combo. 16 gigs DDR4. All of it's like DDR4 is so cheap now. In America at least, DDR4 is very cheap. That's why I use AM4 and DDR4 for all of my builds, just because it's still upgradable technically with the 5800 X3 and the 5700 X3D. So yeah. I have the storage, I have a 500-watt PSU. After I get the GPU stable, I can get myself. That's fire. That's 3600 and 2070 Super are great. That's like, you could even dabble in 1440p stuff with that. But yeah, that's definitely going to be a good combo, 100%. All right. I believe that's it, fellas. That is the whole build. Got everything fully under here. Let me see if I can shovel this still under here. Bingo. All right. Ooh, that's not. I don't like that sticking up like that. There we go. All right. Here we are. Look at that. Pretty good. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah, tell me who's that lucky guy who's going to get the PC. It's so beautiful. I'm not giving away this PC. Don't worry. I'm selling this thing. I'm not no charity, unfortunately. The whole purpose of my channel is showing you how to flip and sell PCs to make a profit. So, not giving away PCs, unfortunately, for you guys. Not unfortunately. I do not want to. I would not do that. At least now, I do not have enough money to do this, but I appreciate that. All right, guys, that's all. I believe that is the end of it. I just wanted to build it in front of you guys, show you guys what's going on. If you guys want to support me, make sure you like the video, subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate it. I post a bunch of PC related contents. So yeah, make sure you do that. If you guys are interested, click the link tree in my bio. There's all my socials as well, the Discord server. Or if you want to buy a PC from me, if you live in America, you can check my Java out. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. So appreciate you guys for watching.